This award goes out to the best media relations, and that award goes out to the Massachusetts Pirates. And on behalf of Massachusetts, I think Mick Moninghoff, we're going to have you come up and accept this award. Where are you at, Mick? He's over there filming and doing more media stuff. If anybody's seen some of the stuff that Mick has done and Massachusetts Pirates has done, they really do a great job up there in the New England states. Congratulations, Mick.
Since the outbreak of COVID-19, we've all been experiencing a new normal, and sports, unfortunately, is no exception. In years past, sports was a distraction, gave some relief, and was a major part of our healing process, like the efforts of the Mets and Yankees after 9/11, Drew Brees and the Saints with Hurricane Katrina, and even the Astros after the flooding in Houston in 2017. Sports was always there to help us stand tall again. But now with the coronavirus, sports has been sidelined just like the rest of us. Recently, I spoke with quarterback Sean Brackett of the Massachusetts Pirates, who had an NFL tryout put on hold due to COVID-19. Now, we spoke about how the virus is affecting his team, his livelihood, and how this time around in general, sports may not be able to take people's minds off of the pandemic.
Yeah, literally. It's like, never before has this really happened in our country. And like you said, I still remember, seeing George Bush throw out that first pitch of that game, and, crowd goes wild, and it's kind of a sign of, we always persevere. So when they start canceling leagues and games and, all this kind of misinformation in the media and stuff like that, it's a strange time, to say the least. So, just gotta stay safe, use their social distancing.
It was quite a season for the Massachusetts Pirates as they made it to the playoffs for their second consecutive season. Now this year, Thomas Owens was named the Offensive Rookie of the Year by the National Arena League, and 7 of his teammates earned all postseason honors. The streets by the Massachusetts Pirates offices recently turned into a movie set as Ryan Reynolds was in town filming his movie Free Guy, complete with a chase scene and gunfire. The question begs to be asked, if the Pirates made a movie, who would be in the all-star cast? Mick Moninghoff in Columbus, Georgia, where tonight the Massachusetts Pirates, with a record of 5-4, take on the 3-6 Columbus Lions. Now, the Pirates have never won in this building, but they are looking to continue a winning streak and run it to 5 games. Against Columbus, tight end Mitch Bell caught his first touchdown pass, a 7-yarder, but that's not how he remembers it.
Shout out to the O-line for blocking, man. Shout out to Sean Brackett for seeing me open in the end zone.
Take me through the play.
All right, so we was going through the play. We was bagged up on the 99. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you weren't on the 99.
Let me talk. Look, we were bagged up on the 99. I was running. I caught the ball, took it to the house for 60. No cap. No, gold hand.
The field's only 50 yards long.
I thought about when my mama chased me, getting me in for the curfew, for the street lights.
Another team officially comes to Worcester as the Red Sox break ground for Polar Park in the Canal District.
5, 4, 3, 2, 2021.
The mission very clear for the Lehigh men's lacrosse team this afternoon. Remain undefeated in Patriot League play, stay in the top 20 in the nation, currently they're ranked 16th, and continue their mastery over their arch rival, the Lafayette Leopards, as they have won 16 of the last 17 meetings. Are you a big football fan?
I am.
Okay, well, we're here near Philadelphia.
Yeah.
The Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Still talking about it.
So let's role play a little bit. I'm with Baker Mayfield, the general manager of the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, you just had a backup quarterback win the Super Bowl. What do you do with him?
That's a great question. They definitely don't have a manual for this one.
With the NFL draft fast approaching, there are several questions that have yet to be answered, like who will the Cleveland Browns take with the first pick? Where will the top 4 quarterbacks land? And will Saquon Barkley, the running back from Penn State, be an overall #1 selection? Sooner or later, though, general managers will have to address the players on the defensive side of the ball. Of course, they'll consider all the measurables like strength, speed, and agility. But what if one of the top candidates only has one hand? Improvement is what each team tries to achieve through the draft, and that's exactly what the Guangzhou Power was looking to do as they retooled in the offseason. Now, last year, after a 2-4 record, head coach Ernesto Pernsley told us he needed more from his skilled position players. Okay, I'll give you a break real quick. What do you think of the enormity of this?
Oh, it's great, man. It's amazing how they made this way back then. I don't see how they climbed this thing, but it's amazing.
Well, now that spring football practice is over at Iowa, the coaching staff has to evaluate Bettendorf's Colin Sandelman. Well, last year, Sandelman had 6 receptions for 76 yards and 2 touchdowns. This year, he should see significant playing time at split end. I went one-on-one with Colin after practice Saturday and asked him, where's he going to fit in?
I'm just trying to fit in wherever the coaches want me, and wherever they want me, I'm willing to do whatever.
What have you worked on specifically?
I'm really trying to focus on my routes and trying to be more consistent with my routes and my reads and just catching the ball.
That includes fielding a couple punts as well, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love catching punts, and if they got me in their plans for that, that's awesome.
And just when the Quad City River Bandits were starting to hit, they got rained out yesterday. They were off tonight before starting a 4-game set in Beloit tomorrow. Now, last night on Quad City Sports Spotlight, I asked catcher Charlie Cutler and second baseman Aaron Luna if this 2-day layoff comes at a good time.
Personally, I don't think it is. I'd rather save those rainouts for a little bit later in the season, but we'll take them when they come.
Aaron?
Exactly. I would, totally agree with what Charlie said about that. I mean, when you get kind of a hot streak like this going, you kind of want to keep it rolling, but at the same time, it is, good for some of these guys that are kind of dinged up to get a day, day off and, ready to go Tuesday.
And finally, my sources tell me the Alleman High School may hire a new boys basketball coach. School doesn't have any official comment right now, but that could happen soon, so we'll keep you up to date.
Stay tuned. All right. Thank you, Mick.
Jason Moose Gessling is your typical high school student athlete. He likes football and wants to be a part of the team. But Jason has Down syndrome, and he never really gets to play. But on the last day of the season, he not only got the dress for the game, he was a game captain. And before the game officially started, with his mom, dad, and grandparents and twin brother Jeremy looking on, he got his chance to run one play and do something that every player would like to do, and that's score a touchdown.
How'd you feel when you go to get over that goal line? What'd that feel like?
Couldn't get hot that day.
Jason had just found out the night before that he would take the field, and his dad said Moose could hardly sleep.
He was very, very excited. I mean, he talked about it all night last night because he found out for the first time. The coach told him at practice that he was going to play tonight and dress out. I mean, and he also said he was going to do it for his brother. I mean, he has a twin brother, Jeremy, that is having a lot of medical problems, so he's kind of worried about that, but I think everything will be all right.
It was a precious moment, something I'll remember all the time.
And I hear he was doing this for his brother, correct?
Yes, his brother, twin brother Jeremy, sitting right here. He's had a lot of medical problems. He's going to be having open heart surgery probably within the month.
And what does it mean to you to have a player like Jason here in the program?
Jason's a real special asset to us. This guy has a heart of gold, and he comes out to practice every day, gets the guys fired up, and he's all about what football's about the team, believing in yourselves, and it was nice to get him a chance to come out here today and score a touchdown.
He's a great kid. He's out at practice every day with us. He gets us fired up, gets us ready to go. He's really inspirational, too.
There's nobody that loves football more than Moose does. He's the best player we have. He always is inspiring us.
News 8's Mick Moninghoff tonight. He joins us live at the Lodge in Bettendorf.
Well, Vanessa, I'll tell you what, that movie premiere opened tonight. A great crowd was on hand at Cinema 53 for the baseball movie Sugar that was shot in the Quad Cities. And not only did it have a great crowd, but it had all the trimmings of a big-time movie premiere. The directors and cast of the film were in town to share their success with those who live and work in the Quad Cities where the movie was made. The star of the film, Algenis Perez Soto, was very accessible to fans as he signed autographs, as were co-directors Anna Bowden and Ryan Fleck.
We had 800 people come out for free to be extras in the stadium a couple of days, and it was so amazing to have that.
My dad is from Peoria. I used to come here a lot, well, not here, but my great
grandmother had a farm in Iowa here, so I'd been here maybe when I was 3 years old. But I used to come back to Peoria a lot when I was a kid.
And if you want to add to the hometown feel right now, Diane Pumphrey joins me, and your house was used in the movie. What was it like having that production company come in and take over for a while?
Well, it was quite an experience. We really had fun. It was a learning experience for us, and we're really excited to have that opportunity.
And they used your son's bedroom for one of the big scenes?
Yes, they did. They brought in some of their own props and made it into the stars' room, and it was really interesting to see tonight on the screen.
You say it was interesting to see, a little bit surreal, though?
Yeah, a little bit surreal, but still a great experience for us.
Well, Diane Pumphrey, thanks for taking time, and thanks for letting those people use your house.
Yes, certainly.
That's the story here at the Lodge, as once again we are live, and we'll come back a little bit later on, Matt and Vanessa, for your total day in sports. Jay Lehman is a force on and off the field. He's a man who's not afraid to speak his mind. Recently, I went one-on-one with the man who makes the Illini go.
There's one thing that this year in college football has told a lot of people, and that's the experts don't know much.
Every day that Chase Utley comes to the ballpark, he knows that his name will be in the Phillies lineup card. But how much of a change was it becoming a full-time second baseman?
To tell you the truth, there's not that much adjustment.
Back surgery for anyone can be a scary proposition, including a finely tuned athlete. But Smith wasn't worried. In fact, he said he did his homework.
I did a lot of research on should I do it, should I not do it. The doctors told me the success rate and all that stuff, and they said pretty much as far as back surgeries go, mine's is pretty typical, you know what I mean?
After boarding the Flyers' R.J. Umberger on Wednesday, the NHL suspended Rangers forward Ryan Hallwig for 3 games, costing him over $7,500. Umberger was able to finish that game, and today at practice told me he felt fine.
I don't feel too bad. I feel pretty good. Vision's a little blurred, but not too bad. It didn't affect me on the ice today. In the mornings, it's probably worse because I was sleeping overnight, but throughout the day, the eye opens up better, and I can see right now it's taped up, so it shouldn't affect me too much on Saturday. My head feels good, and I didn't feel any lethargic or anything.
So Umberger's injury looks worse than it really is, but he may have been able to avoid it altogether by wearing an eye shield, something his coach recommends for all players. With the NFL draft fast approaching, there are several questions that have yet to be answered, like who will the Cleveland Browns take with the first pick? Where will the top 4 quarterbacks land? And will Saquon Barkley, the running back from Penn State, be an overall #1 selection? Sooner or later, though, general managers will have to address the players on the defensive side of the ball. Of course, they'll consider all the measurables like strength, speed, and agility. But what if one of the top candidates only has one hand? Shaquem Griffin from the University of Central Florida was born with amniotic band syndrome. His left hand never developed. At age 4, that hand had to be amputated. Since then, he's never looked back. Last season, he led his team to an undefeated season and a victory over Auburn in the Peach Bowl. In 2016, Griffin was the American Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Year. This season, he was the Uplifting Athlete Rare Disease Champion. What does it mean to you to take home an award like this, because you become an inspiration to so many people?
I mean, it's just what it said, uplifting athletes. And I think it's very important that I had the opportunity to be one of the candidates for this award. Obviously, we had a lot of good candidates, and I had a lot of support from my team and from my community and people who was behind me when it came to vote. So, I'm just so honored and blessed to be able the opportunity to receive this award, because it goes to show that everything, all the effort that I put in is well worth it, and is inspiring others to do what they feel is needed and push themselves to be the best that they can be.
Griffin has an identical twin. His brother Shaquille currently is a starting defensive back with the Seattle Seahawks. Both excelled at Lakeland High School in Florida. Shaquille drew attention from several Division I programs, but when it came to the Griffins, it was a package deal or no deal. Eventually, the twins landed at UCF. Take me through that college career, being there with your brother. That had to be an emotional bond and a great support for you to excel.
Yeah, when I first got there, it started off rough. I wasn't playing it that much. When Coach Frost got there, it was my brother's senior year, it was my redshirt junior year, and that's when we started playing. And mind you, going from little league to high school, all we know is just playing with each other and having that little gap, that little space between each other at one point in time in college. And then, literally, I remember the first play of the game when I first started playing against South Carolina State. I was chasing a running back, and I had so much anxiety, I just started throwing up in the field. Literally, and I was like, man, I told my brother, I can't breathe, I can't feel my heart. He said, how you can't breathe if you're talking to me? And he was like, look, just calm down, play football. You've been waiting for this your entire life. He said, just play and let go. After that, man, I went crazy that game and never looked back since.
If pro scouts didn't see enough of Shaquem's skill on tape, then they saw it on display at the NFL Combine. In the weight room, he bench pressed 225 pounds 20 times to the astonishment of onlookers. When it came to the 40-yard dash, Griffin rewrote the record book for linebackers. His time of 4.38 was not just the fastest time by a linebacker at the event. It was the fastest time ever by a linebacker in the history of the Combine. The numbers don't lie. Shaquem Griffin has set a standard for years to come. The Combine, by all accounts, you excelled.
Yeah. I knew what my expectations are, and I knew what I wanted out of the Combine, but I just think everybody was waiting to see what I was going to do. And I mean, I knew I was going to do it, but I was just ready to show the world that. And I even said when I put in my interview, I mean, I told everybody, I said, I'm thanking for the support. There's a lot of great things coming, and everybody the right one. And I think I was able to show everybody the reason why I should be there.
When did you know that I can play this game?
I mean, I knew right away. I mean, 4 years old, after my surgery, I went outside and started playing football. I remember my mom said, hey, do not go outside. Let your wound heal. I do not want you coming home with a dirty bandage. I mean, that same day I came home with a football in my hand and a bloody bandage. I said, Mom, I felt so much better out there. I felt good. I was able to play again. And I mean, moments like that, that's when I knew, like, you know what, I'm finna play football. And then soon after that, I signed up that summer, was playing football, and I haven't stopped since.
Griffin told me he's definitely ready for the next step in his career, and he's excited to see how the process unfolds. Looking ahead to the NFL Draft, I'm Mick Moninghoff.